All right, hello everyone, it's silverkyle, and today we're going to be taking a look at everything that I picked up in the month of February 2022. Not a crazy month in terms of the amount of items that I got, but very expensive because of two tech-related items that we're going to dive into right away. One of them being the Oculus Quest 2. I should have done an unboxing for this, really. It was actually a pretty cool packaging. It just looked so sleek and clean and futuristic. Very much appreciated the way that this unboxed. I've dabbled in VR before. I have a PlayStation VR. I also have a Gear VR, I think is the other one that I had. And both of them are so much on the lower end of what they have right now with the Quest or with the Oculus Quest 2. This is absolutely fantastic. I've played Beat Saber, and I think it was the Job Simulator game. I've also dabbled in Horizon Worlds, which has nothing to do with Horizon. It's just like this area where you can meet up with people, with your friends, and kind of play these mini games and things like that. It's a blast. This is what I wanted VR to become, and it still has so much more room to grow. Like, we're just really at the very beginning of VR. But this is way leaps and bounds better than the PlayStation VR. If that's all that you've experienced, this is to me like true VR. But there's still so much more that we need to. There's so much more room and potential down the line. I cannot wait to see where we're going to be at in like 10, 15 years time, where VR is going to be very much a more focused on a piece of tech that gamers and developers are going to be working on, because that's the way of the future. We're just at the very beginning, at the very cusp of it. So it's not like crazy insane, but at the same time, it kind of is. Like, if this is if you've never tried VR and this is your first introduction as opposed to PlayStation VR, oh man, it's gonna blow your mind. I don't get headaches. I don't get disoriented, where I would with PlayStation VR. It's insane. Next up, the other very expensive thing is I got a new laptop. My HP laptop that I've had for about 5 years, is starting to die slowly. So I ended up getting a Dell laptop that can run games, not crazy amounts of games, but it's pretty nice. I like it quite a bit. And I'm not going to be playing crazy games. What I'm thinking of using it as, I have a gaming PC as well, but I like the idea of just being able to play in your bedroom or in the living room and just like leaning back. So laptops, I've always really enjoyed laptops, even though I've always had usually, for the most part, always a PC that I could basically stream or game whatever I would want to use it for. But there's just the convenience of having a laptop. Probably another reason why I like the Switch so much is because of just the portability of it. And I'm gonna play some old school RPGs on here, or like Trails in the Sky, for example. That's the kind of games that I would like to be playing on my laptop. I haven't really tried anything crazy on it so far, but that's the goal. Let's talk about the a portable game here, and also that's not graphic heavy, kind of like what I'm going to be doing with my laptop. The Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definitive Edition on the Nintendo Switch on handheld. It's awesome. I've only played Grand Theft Auto 3. I've not tried Vice City or San Andreas because I want to beat Grand Theft Auto 3 first. I'm on the second island at the moment. So I've completed all the missions on the first island. And I mean, it's fun to go back and play these games. The nostalgia factor is definitely hitting me. The upgrades to this are very mediocre, which is kind of okay, but there's sometimes where I'm like, I wish that they would have done a little bit of a better job in importing these and making them look a little bit nicer, because I really don't feel like I'm getting that with Grand Theft Auto. Granted, I am playing this on the Switch, and I don't know if maybe the versions on the Xbox and the PlayStation are better than this, but I'm very underwhelmed with this port. I'm on the one hand, it's awesome to be playing in handheld, but when I put it on the big screen, I don't know, maybe because this is a game from like 2001, I believe, that I'm playing for Grand Theft Auto 3. So it is like a 21-year-old game, and really they just kind of turned it into HD, and that's all I really wanted. But it's not the greatest. I have not hit any big glitches or anything like that, and it plays fine. I mean, it's a 21-year-old game. It does have Grand Theft Auto 5 controls, which I think I am using. with it, which are also dated controls. That's 2013 controls here, really. Like, that's almost a decade now. And Grand Theft Auto is not known necessarily for having the best controls. So just have that in mind if you're wanting to pick this up. It plays nice in handheld, though. If you want to play this in handheld, I think it's kind of hitting my expectations there, just not on the big screen. Next up is Batman the complete animated series on Blu-ray. I've watched the majority of the first disc from the first set, part one. It's beautiful. This is, talk about a good restoration. This is fantastic. I love this so much. The only, like, Kevin Conroy as Batman is my Batman, and Mark Hamill as the Joker is one of the best Jokers. I really do like Heath Ledger and even Jack Nicholson as well as the Joker. But Mark Hamill, like, his laugh is just absolutely excellent. And this series is just it's so meant for adults and kids at the same time. I love that about it. The only negative about it really is that there's no continuity. There's no, overarching storylines that continue. It's kind of like they only have like a 1 or 2 parter. So you watch one episode, which is nice. If you just want to dive in, you can just watch any episode at any point, but it's not in chronological order. They'll kind of go back and forth constantly. Like, sometimes Robin will be there and it's like at the beginning. Sometimes Batman is by himself. Sometimes it's an origin of a character. I think that they kind of stick with the origins of the characters for the most part. Like, when I was watching it, like, Two-Face still hadn't shown up and it was Harvey Dent, and not as his villain self yet. So that is there, but it's just, I wish that there was some kind of overarching plot, that there's something there, like Joker is in the background doing things, and it kind of leads to like the end of a season or something like that. That's the only negative about this, because it's absolutely incredible, and I love that I'm able to rewatch this right now and appreciate it all over again, and it looks beautiful in Blu-ray quality. I've got 2 omnibus here. One of them is Deadpool New. I thought it was New Beginnings. Deadpool Beginnings. I don't know why I thought New Beginnings, which is the first run of the character with the introduction. This series right here, I love that cover. I've seen that so many times, and it just reminds me of the 90s. There's a lot here actually that reminds me like that. Those two covers right there, absolutely beautiful. I ended up getting this for, I think, $60. It was used. I normally don't buy things used, but I picked it up, and it's fine. It's just bugging me a little bit because that it is used, and I'm weird like that. I think that the person that had this previously did a pretty good job taking care of it. And I just really wanted this, and it was on sale on Amazon, so I decided to pick it up. And last but not least, I've already done an overview of this, and that is the Mighty Thor Volume 1 Omnibus. So kind of happy to have this. It was a whale for the longest time, and we finally have it. I'm not really looking forward to reading these stories because it's Silver Age. I'm hoping that Loki's kind of interesting. But I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a completionist, and have OCD in certain senses. I don't know if maybe it's not OCD, but I always feel like I have to start from the beginning to kind of move forward. Probably another reason why I'm kind of related to the Batman animated series. I wish that there was some kind of, like, you look at the X-Men, and especially in the Spider-Man 1994 show, and that was perfect. I mean, we didn't really get a true ending, and that kind of sucks, but it was, every season was heading towards something, and there was just always constant moving plots in the background, other than when they were just dealing with whatever villain they were dealing with at that time. So I really liked that. And I always feel that I appreciate things a lot more when I start at the beginning. And that's why I am looking forward to this. I just don't think I'm going to enjoy it as much. But once I'm done, that satisfaction will kind of carry over as I'm reading later stories and seeing the changes in Thor, and how hopefully I start enjoying them more. I cannot wait to get to the Walter Simonson, I think it is, omnibus, and then eventually the Jason Aaron run. Much further down the line, the Heroes Reborn version of Thor with John Romita Jr., who I really like as an artist. So there's a lot of positives to that. So I'm talking and babbling way too much. That's pretty much it. That's everything that I picked up for the month of February. A lot of things coming in March because recently Indigo just had a sale here in Canada where it was like 25% off. So I got a bunch of extra pre-orders and I picked up a few things that were still in stock that I was kind of interested in. So we're going to have quite a few videos, I think, in the month of March. So thank you all for watching. You have been bearded in. Beardage!